health and wellness here on BMORE Lifestyle. But let's be real, Christina, sometimes it's hard to be healthy, especially with all this junk food.
You're right about that. Luckily, Nancy Glazer, registered dietitian with the Geckel Diabetes and Nutrition Center at GBMC, is here to help us steer us in the right direction. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's start with portion size. Is it something that we still need to be mindful of even if we're eating all healthy food?
Absolutely, because even some of your healthy food still has calories. It still has fat, even if it's good fat. Portion size is so important. Certain foods, like you had asked me about broccoli earlier.
I did. I said, could I just eat as much broccoli as I possibly want?
Yes, and you may have a little bit of gas and bloating, which I don't know how many people are going to want to be around you, but certainly it's easier to overdo those vegetables in a good way. Yeah. But it's the non-starchy vegetables. Really, it's hard to overdo them, but still. Portion sizes.
Gotcha. So what are some ingredients that we should avoid?
So trans fats has always been one that luckily the food labels now list trans fats, so it's easy to find those. Added sugar is now a mandatory food label ingredient, so trying to avoid that as much as possible. Certainly it's impossible to completely avoid it. High fructose corn syrup has a big buzz. I think the biggest thing with high fructose corn syrup is foods that have high fructose corn syrup have a lot of it in there, so it's very high calorie. So those would probably be the three biggies.
Gotcha. Okay, so I want you to break this down for us. We have a lot of ways that we can make like little better choices throughout our lives. Kombucha or smoothies?
Give us the lowdown.
So it really depends. Kombucha's got some great probiotic properties to it, so there are a lot of great health benefits to kombucha, but it's also, there's some calories in it. But it depends on what you're aiming for. A smoothie could be just as nutritious. It could have just as many probiotic features to it, but it could also be really high in sugar, it could be high in calories, it could be very high in fat. So depending, again, there's portion size. So a smoothie could be this big, a smoothie could be this big. So it depends on what you're looking for and what's in that smoothie.
Makes sense.
How about coconut water versus regular water? What would you recommend?
So the purpose of water is to hydrate us. It is the #1 nutrient that we need. And so however you get your water in is so important to hydrate. So if you are not a water drinker, and coconut water is going to get you to drink your water because it tastes better than coconut water. Coconut water has potassium in it. It has some other great nutrients. It's a great substitute for energy drinks that are probably a lot higher in calories. But I mean, regular water, but coconut water if you just are really not a water drinker.
Yeah, my grandma just doesn't drink water, so
really?
I'm gonna recommend coconut water to her, see how it works out for her. So my favorite thing now, dessert. We have a lot of, low calorie, low sugar options out there. We have frozen yogurt. Is that really better than ice cream? Break down all the dessert options for us and what is actually healthiest.
So I'm gonna narrow it down to some dessert options.
Okay.
Dessert is just
it's unlimited.
A fun topic. But dessert is okay to have, whether it's frozen, whether it's not frozen. Summertime, it definitely sounds better to be frozen right now. But the pre-portioned desserts, the frozen desserts, fruit pops and things like that, sometimes are better because it's portion controlled. You're not going to overdo it.
Not going to sit down and eat 3 pints of a frozen popsicle.
Exactly. So if you have ice cream and you know you can control the amount, enjoy it. If you're eating ice cream every single night, probably not such a great idea.
So it's all about moderation, to be honest.
Exactly.
Okay. How about burgers? I love me some burgers. And there's all types of burgers. You got the beef burgers, turkey burgers. What do you recommend?
So it depends on your preference, first of all. I talk to so many people that just will not do turkey burgers, and that's fine. If you don't like turkey burgers, you don't have to eat turkey burgers. Some turkey burgers are actually fattier than some beef burgers. You can buy very lean beef, and so I would recommend, if you're going to do burgers, lean beef. If you need to add something to keep it moist, add some onions or celery. Other vegetables can really keep it moist. Egg whites. Other things can really just help to keep that burger moist, but if it's very lean, it can dry out.
Yeah.
So adding some things to it can really help with that. Portobello mushroom burgers.
Yeah, those are good.
I've never tried them.
Oh, they're delicious.
Really?
Little balsamic vinegar on it, put it on the grill. So you'll never notice it's, well, you might notice, but
It's still
delicious.
Well, this is good stuff. We love the tips. Where can our viewers find more information?
So I'm at the Geckel Diabetes and Nutrition Center at GBMC, and if you go on gbmc.org/diabetes, you can find us. There's lots of good information there.
Very good. Thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
We'll be right back.
Stay with us.